If you think about Stoics, you probably have in mind these calm, relaxed people. You may even think that they are emotionless or lifeless. It all comes down to the mindset of these people. It's not like they are emotionless or lifeless. They just perceive reality in a slightly different way than normal people do. Let's look deeper into the Stoic mind. First, let's talk about the benefits of thinking like a Stoic. You see, there are a lot of them. I haven't felt any stress since I started to think like a Stoic. I do feel emotions. I can be sad, I can be angry, I can be happy. But my ability to control these emotions is just insane. I feel like I am able to control myself 100%. Most of the time I feel so calm and relaxed. But things happen in our lives and they can evoke different emotions in us. But once again, with a Stoic mindset, it is really easy to control them no matter what. There is one story that perfectly shows how Stoics think and behave. One day, the crew was sailing on the sea. There were quite a few people on the board, including one Stoic. Suddenly, a mighty storm broke out. Water began to pour into the ship, and people lost their balance and lost control of the ship completely. The vast majority lost hope after a moment of struggle. Even the Stoic himself paled. However, when some prayed to the gods, others desperately tried to pour water overboard, and still others were crying loudly, the Stoic reconsidered his current situation and, despite his paralyzing fear, calmly started pouring the water. After some time, the storm subsided, and the crew asked the Stoic, "Why were you pale? Aren't the Stoics indifferent to reality?" He replied, "As a Stoic, I accept the fact that I react in a certain way to certain situations, and it is beyond my control. That's how my brain works. When I touch something hot, I remove my hand immediately. If I eat something bad, I spit it out immediately. When death is near, I'm getting pale. What I do next is up to me. If I cried with you and said goodbye to life, I would probably die. Thanks to the fact that I did what was right and wise, I survived." So it is totally okay for you as a Stoic to be sad, to be angry, or to be happy. You can feel emotions. The secret is controlling these emotions and the way you react. Because the way you react is something that you have fully in your control. Now, let me point out some rules that Stoics follow in their mindset. Number one, they don't care about what is out of their control. If you cannot control something, if you have no impact on something, just do not care that much about it. In most cases, you cannot control what happens to you, but you can control the way you react. This is golden advice. Do not care about something which is out of your control. Number two, they don't let emotions control them. When you are sad and you let your emotions control you, you'll be only sadder and sadder. Not good. Remember when you were angry as a kid? Remember when you were angry as a kid? You started screaming and your parents told you, "Go to your room." So you went to your room, you got angry, you slammed the door. Your parents came, they were screaming at you even louder, you were even angrier, and so on indefinitely. A good way to prevent your emotions from taking control of you is to use the objective representation technique. Number three, they use the objective representation technique. Objective representation is the ability of Stoics to see everything that happens to them as if it was from the third person perspective. This allows them to evaluate the situation without unnecessary emotions in their minds. Let's say you've lost a job. You will probably think, "That's terrible, I've lost my job, how am I gonna pay the bills?" In the same situation, a Stoic would look at it from a third person perspective and think, "I've lost my job." Then, instead of panicking, he would think about what action can he take in order to find another source of income. Number four, they see everything as an opportunity to practice. This may sound crazy, but even if Stoic would lose his family, he would of course be insanely sad, maybe even depressed. At the end of the day, he would accept their reality. He would tell himself, it happened. It was out of my control. I couldn't do anything at all. Everything outside me is out of my control. I feel sad and depressed, but now I can practice Stoicism even more. My life continues. These four rules are basically the foundation of the Stoic mindset. It may be difficult to apply them, especially at the beginning, to your mindset, but eventually you will be able to do it.